Here we go.
Gamers, welcome back to Car Manufacturer. It's been a few years and I wanted to catch this real quick. I like how these people drive. You guys see that? Guy hanging out the back of the car. Not quite sure why that's happening. I did notice that last night, but makes me chuckle. So welcome back to the old factory here. I wanted to show you guys around, see what's changed, and we got a pretty big upgrade today. Wanted to see if you guys wanted to come along for that. So these are the three cars that we currently have on sale. There goes some more guys driving off. That just makes me laugh. Sorry. Currently got these three on offer. Got this guy researching. Our employee lounge has been pimped out. I guess I could pause it so it's not acting all crazy and giving me horrible frames. But yeah, once you get to about this size, I haven't even gotten any of the expansions. The frame rate does kind of tank. So hopefully we'll get some optimization on that. But here in the employee lounge, a couple of things going on. We've got your basic sitting for resting. Some pinball machines can increase happiness. And then things like the punching bag. Actually, in the description say that it increases the proficiency of that type of worker. Again, I don't really think those are implemented, the mechanics for it just yet. I really haven't seen any of my workers have any of these mods pop in. Like I haven't seen anything as far as that's concerned, so not really sure what's going on there. Again, probably just not implemented. You may be wondering why there's toilets out in the open. There's just no stall type like a wall thing to put those, behind for privacy. So I guess back in the, early 1900s, wasn't too worried about privacy. So yeah, there's that. Now down here in the assembly room, this is what we're going to work on today. So when we left off last time, it was pre-robot arms days, I guess you could say. But at this point, I have pretty much maxed out the tech tree, at least as far as the stuff that I want. The dismantling and the shredding station, just kind of meh, doesn't really seem to do a whole lot. Generally my poor quality cars I'll just send over to the repair shop, which you unlock right here. Haven't gotten the paint station just yet. Since we're about to do the upgrade, I might as well go ahead and grab that. But as you see, like right here, oh, well, let me get it now. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. I guess I haven't popped in here in a minute. I'm not really going to worry about that right now. Coffee maker. Okay, I guess we'll grab that too. But yeah, some of this stuff just not super important. Like these, I only have one research zone, so alright, I guess we'll get that stuff. Seems mildly important, except for these are the ones. Okay, yeah, see, some of the stuff is still in development. So the parts in the shredder, again, doesn't really do a whole lot. The parking, it's just different types of covered parking. Doesn't really seem to do a whole lot either, so haven't worried about that too much. But the goal for today is I'm thinking about putting in 2 more assembly stations, the paint station, and then the quality scanner, which is what this guy is. You can see, you can tell it, and this doesn't really seem to work currently. As far as if you put out a poor quality car, it should automatically send it to the repair shop, but doesn't really seem to do that. So I'm going to try to save you guys some headaches when you go to do this yourselves. Very first thing you have to do is get rid of your doors. That took me a minute to figure out. I actually redesigned my entire assembly place from scratch before. And then we can just click on this whole area and expand up to there. So assembly. So our parking places may just have to move, I think. And I honestly, since we quit making the pickup truck, I haven't really filled these parking spaces up. Like the manufacturing just hasn't been. Oop. So I'll move that one over a bit. There we go. And then these guys, since there's no cars in here, we can just go ahead and that's the whole thing. We're gonna want the whole thing. There we go. All right. So that's going to be 1 assembly station, 2 paint. So I think we need to pull this out at least. What do you say? We better be better safe than sorry on this one? I think so. Nope. These doors. Gates. Now when I place the first one, I just always do that just to make sure I got it lined up right, because I tend to try to be as space efficient as possible. So for some reason that doesn't look right, but it should be. Just reconnect these bad boys. All right. Now, the only downside is not everything has the move ability. So I'm actually going to have to come in here and destroy all of these, and you're only going to get half the money back for it. Alrighty. So, put our quality shops. Paint. Okay, I think. Actually, let's make sure. Ah, that's right. I forgot to come in here. So this will give us 6. The most I've ever used is 5, so I'm kind of curious. I mean, I'm pretty much maxed out on employees and everything, so let's just go ahead and do. Let's just go ahead and do the 6-piece. See how this works out. Looks like this will leave us just enough room for the paint shop too. That's one thing I haven't been able to do just yet, is get the production going enough to where you know that's going to trigger the OCD monster. We can't have those offline like that. There we go. Just pure curiosity. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Now the thing is, this is going to completely throw our line off, and I think what we're going to do, switch over to factory mode. I'm going to stop production so that we don't waste these cars and stuff that are almost done. So we'll do it this way. Because what's going to happen is when I change the stations, see how we've got all these extra stations now? If I were to drag one of these up, all the cars on that particular production line would just quick sell, and we don't want that. So what'll happen is they'll go ahead and roll off when they're done. So hopefully this won't take too terribly long. I mean, they were almost completely built, so might as well get the money for them, right? And 100 is the max on employees. I've left a little bit of cushion there in case I decide I need another driver or, you know, whatever the case may be. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this upgrade is, you notice my mechanics are constantly idle. So that says to me that maybe my automation is too good or something, so these guys need to make their monies. Let's see. Now the driver has to excuse me. The driver has to actually drive off with the car before you mess with the station, or they will still disappear. So I'm gonna let this one go. Alright. Well, I guess it'd be more efficient to do it all at once. So just got these last 3 to go. Now the ideas I have for how to set this up, you guys might think I'm kind of crazy, but we'll see. Now the automated arms do cost power, so got a whole bunch of gas generators up here. Actually, for the expansion that we're about to do, might want to go ahead and unlock those diesel generators. Alright. Oh, I could have done better with that, but oh well. So we'll grab a couple of these just to make sure we don't run out of power. You just switch back over to using city power. Alrighty, so first thing we need to do is switch back to the factory mode. I guess we can go ahead and deal with this. I'm really running out of ideas here. The thing looks like it has a mohawk, so we're gonna go with the mohawk on that bad boy. Sweet, okay. Go ahead and do this before because I'll totally forget. We got a straight slug bug. Let's work on the slug bug. All right. So we have 3 more sections, so we can probably do something like. Okay. I did want doors to be kind of, or not doors, sorry, the wheels to be on their own, but it doesn't look like I need at least one more station to be able to do that. So station number 4, be the new one. Okay. I think that'll work. Okay. Like it would be nice if you know, the same model type, if you wanted, it could do, or it would just copy the settings over, but it doesn't quite work that way. Now what this is also going to help is the automated arms can only hold so much in their inventory. So having less parts, because they all weigh different amounts, so having each arm responsible for less parts means that should be able to go longer in between restocks. That's the hope. The only problem is, last time I got this far, I ended up having cars just sitting on the line for months and months and months. I'm not really sure what in the world was going on. But, yeah, we're going to try to avoid that this time. And if this works the way it's supposed to, it's going to take us a good little minute to get the production going again. But doors and walls. That'll work. Apparently that car has a little bit different layout, no biggie. But if this works the way it should, our mechanics basically will just get to hang out. May even, unfortunately, have to do some layoffs just because they're not being that useful. Alright. So as you can see, that completely hosed all of our supply situation. So you want to come in here. And this is another part I'm still trying to figure out exactly like how this works. So we're just gonna put 10. Let's see what happens. That's why I waited till I had 200K. That's another reason my previous ones have failed, is I would make a big upgrade like this and only be sitting on like 30-40K. So in the time it took my, production and everything to get back up and running, I was pretty much broke and never really recovered. So I was doing a lot bigger numbers on this part too, so that's why I'm going to try just 10. See, so I'm seeing the dollar amounts over here with some of these orders, and depending on how frequently these get refilled. Now the crazy thing is, this is just for like what the mechanics will use. I haven't even started on the arms. Let's see. Some of these, the arms can do, some that can't. So you'll always need at least a couple mechanics. I think I'm currently using, what was it, 8 per line. Seems to be working out okay. Now when I get to the arms, you guys are going to be like, why in the world did you do this all at once instead of just like one line at a time? But don't worry. I was at least smart enough to remember to pause it this time. That's another thing I did on another run. I was doing this exact same process, but I forgot to pause the game. And so all my advertisements and all that fun stuff was still going. And we weren't producing a single vehicle. So by the time I finished all of this, I think I was like 10K in debt. Like, you can turn bankruptcy off in the game settings when you first launch the game. So I do highly recommend doing that. There are some waves that'll hit. Alright, so the mechanics are handled. So what we need, I'm hoping to not have to go too crazy. These guys are 4, and this is not the easiest thing in the world to get it to face the side that you want. Usually the easiest thing to do is to get it to face the way you want in another position and then just run it over. Oh my goodness. See, now you're not in the rotate button doesn't work. So for this side, usually I can get it to flip around. So as you can imagine, this is gonna completely hose the whole, get that guy out. The whole thing that we're trying to accomplish is gonna get completely screwed up because, I guess we can do it that way. Yeah, this one, it's just not gonna let us have two arms on this stage. And that's stage 4, which if I remember correctly, is the one that had the most pieces in it. Down, down, down. Okay. So 2, 2. Ah, goodness me. Really? So apparently we can only have ones where they want them to be, or something like, y'all explain this to me. Oh, now you want to work. So before we go completely broke, let's see what's on. Alright. Sweet. Another one. Another one. Oh, whatever. Okay. Now, for the super fun part. You'll want to come into each of your automated arms. I haven't found an easier way to do this, so just bear with me here. So you got 4 on this line. So what I've found it best to do is try to get one, try to fill up each one as much as you can. Come to the next one. I already forgot the 3. So we won't do suspension. Fill up the rest with this stuff. Next one. The suspension. I think I skipped it. Like that. And the last one, since we already got those heavies, we'll go. So I found it best to, on the ones that have the big heavy pieces like the chassis and stuff, try to have one that has multiple of the heavy pieces. Just seems to help. But then when you get to stages like this, which hopefully most of them will be like this now, because we've spread it out so much, hopefully you'll just be able to do this. So each of these machines will have 3 pieces, so they can share the load. Alright, now this stage worked out perfectly. Same kind of situation. It's really the first and last stage that I've noticed. It's kind of a pain in the butt to set all this stuff up. And you do kind of have to do this for each vehicle that you produce. So we're going to have to go down each line and set this up. But once you do, it generally works pretty well. I think what's happened to me in the past is my warehouse, my transport peeps got overwhelmed. Sweet. Like this one will have 7 of everything for this stage and both of the machines. And then our next stage here, which is the wheels. Okay. And this one we're going to load up with spare wheels. And then this one is going to be just the wheels. Because the wheels are one place I've noticed the cars will get stuck on for quite some time. Oh, sweet. So having it laid out like this last machine, we'll fill this thing up once and probably never have to worry about it again. Same with the second one. Cool. I can live with that. Alright, now these will be a little bit different. So as usual, our heavy stuff. Sweet. Yeah, it looks like with this many stations, we're only going to have to worry about that first one being a pain in the butt, so I can live with that. I'm going to just try to knock this out super quick. If it doesn't end up at the end perfectly, I'm just going to let the OCD live with it today. I'm not going to make you guys sit there and watch me do math, trying to fill these things up perfectly. I honestly don't think that really helps anyway, so. Okay. Sweet. Was it 5? That row's done. Come down here. Once we've got a bunch of these, we'll maybe go ahead and do another one. Those are not turned in the right direction, so scratch that. I'll not try to load up. I guess the engine will be best. So we'll go with that way. So for this one, we've got 3. Stage 1. Oh no, there's only 2. Oh well. I just want to get this finished so I can make sure it works. Because if it doesn't, you all are going to laugh at me, aren't you? That's okay. I would. Now, luckily, you don't really have to do this very frequently. Like, honestly, I don't change the production of the cars very frequently. So, not really something you have to do. I just don't want you guys to see this and be like, oh my goodness, that doesn't even look like fun. I'm not doing that. Like I said, you don't generally have to do this that frequently. Up on grills. Grills. the transport guys are sitting there going, oh my goodness, what is this guy doing? He's going to try to kill us. All the stuff we did have on hand is no longer. Let's see if we do that on the other side. Alrighty. Getting into the easier ones. I'm actually rather excited to see this in motion. I'm hoping that I have plotted this out better than last time. So how come we got stages without machine? Is that on purpose? Oh, was it these two? It just wouldn't let us? He just won't. He's just not gonna let me put one facing the other way. Anyways. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's knock out these last few. That's good to go. We'll just keep going. That is just such a weird issue. Close enough. I say which one's highlighted, I can't tell. And some kind of copy paste or something would be amazing. Seven's enough, that should be fine. Next to last row. How quickly can Naxit knock this out? Pretty sure I already had one good chance. Yeah, that's enough. That works. Don't have to worry about that frequently. Sweet. Rocking and rolling. Alright, so hopefully, really hoping that this has an epic payoff. Epic. That's enough. That's enough. Alright, okay. Chassis is good. These are probably already set up. 3. Let's check stage 2. That's it. Up. Up. I'll take 2 when I have 3 machines. I can hold 2 of everything. That works. So the way I understand it is when they bring the boxes to stock these, you should put 4 in there, and then when it gets to 30%, I think is the number, they'll order it again. Alright, transport people. I hope you got your Chevrolet Exone and Lamborghinis cranked up. I think that was the last machine. Alright, let's see how this goes. Did I just wreck my plant? Alright, let's see them empty. I'll need to go ahead. Now this will be choppy production until all the stock gets redone, until all the machines get filled up. But they're already going, so let's see how this goes. I am poor as all get out. Let's see how far in debt we get before we sell our first car. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to come out and say deactivate, just so we're not completely hemorrhaging money. Still getting all the hoppers filled. We're about to have a car roll off. 27 days. Let's see, can you beat the record? Well, yeah, all the hoppers are empty. The previous, it was like 40 to 60 days on some of these, I think. Still seeing some empty machines. No big deal. So we're at 21K when the first car rolled out in debt. Let's see if we can... Come on, drivers. I was going to say, y'all have literally got nothing to do. I'm hoping to have to hire more drivers because once this fully gets operational, we should be spitting out cars like nobody's business. Poor quality. All right. Getting those hoppers filled. This is what we like to see. Churn them cars out. You know what? At least for now, let's get you guys some help. Nope, not gonna let me hire anybody even though I got 4 people? Okay. Gonna have to save and reload before that'll work. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay. Almost under 20K debt now. If we can get some of these last stage hoppers filled up, we'll be good to go. I can't even buy the quality. Need to get these quality stations down here once we, if and when we start making a profit again. See what the customers are saying. You're depressing. selling. Nobody's complaining about price. I think I did just lower the price on everything. Still got some empty hoppers. Did I not? Oh. Oops. I think this would help. Actually place the order. No way, Naxit. Why would that be a thing? Oh, you're just not wanting to let me have that last head. That's okay. That's okay. Did I miss this whole group? Why didn't you guys say something? Gosh, just let me look goofy over here. I see how it is. Alright, you guys see any other empty ones? Frame rate is just horrible right now. I'll let you zoom in some. Alright, so we are stocking up on vehicles. So what do you think? Blimp and radio ads. Make sure people hadn't forgot about us. Alright. Okay. So that is definitely a higher production. So we just need the salesmen to start doing their job before we start running out of parking spaces. All right. So far, I think it's successful. We seem to be producing way more. I like it. All right, push in. Oh, we were almost under 10K there for a second. Come on, salesman. Sell them cars. What are y'all doing? Now, this is pretty cool. It seems like it sells them like in an order of maybe when they were produced or something. And if one of them turns out poor and ends up in your parking lot, the customers literally will not buy it. They'll just sit there and complain, "Oh, it's poor quality. I don't want it." But once they come out of the car repair, they are in excellent shape. So I don't really know. So you think if quality is equal to poor, send to the repair shop, right? This is what I usually set it on, and it never does anything. Greater than or equal to should be the same thing. Or less than, whatever. Are you guys reading that the way I am? Like, it should automatically send the ones that come out in poor quality to the repair shop, but watch. This one will just go get parked. So why do I have to manually send it to the... See, that just doesn't make any sense to me. But it does look like we could use another driver. Oh, you'll let me hire more drivers? Interesting. Okay. Grab me a couple of cheapos. Hey, so we're about to come back even. There we go. So I'm gonna let this run for half a second, and if we keep pulling further and further from the red, then I will call this a successful upgrade. Gotta spend money to make money. I didn't change the paint colors. I'll probably do that on the next series of cars that I build, just because right now, color recognition, all that kind of fun stuff. But as we're now over 10K, pushing on to 20K, I think we can call this a successful upgrade. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is there any way I can set this up to run more efficiently? Am I doing something wrong? Let me know. I still feel like I should be pumping stuff out a little bit quicker. Of course, I don't know. As I watch this, I'm pretty impressed considering the amount of cars I was putting out before. So I'm pretty happy with that. Still have room for more robots and stuff if it'll let me actually place it where I want them. That's probably the first complaint, other than the frame rate, that I've had with this game. Like I'm currently running in the teens. Sometimes it pops up into the 20s, so I do definitely apologize about that. Hopefully they will optimize this a little bit more in the future. But with all that being said, thank you guys for hanging out with me while we go through this wonderful upgrade situation here. And as the profit margin keeps going up and up and up, I think we can call this a win. So thanks again for hanging out with me. As usual, have a great day. Nax it out.